Hi, my name is Olivia Loveworthy, and I had an insight about myself today that I'd like to share with you because maybe it will help you to gain some insight about yourself and hopefully motivate you to get to the next level in your life. So this morning, I all of the sudden saw events from my past in a way that I had never ever perceived them before. And these were events that I'd always been aware of, but I just never had the same point of view about them that I have today. So, what I'm speaking of is when I was a little girl, I would go up to my mom every night and ask her, "Can I have lunch money for tomorrow?" We didn't have the type of food in the house that you could take to school for lunch, so I needed lunch money to be able to buy my lunch at the cafeteria at school. And so every night her response was always the same. She would say, "Let me see if I have it." And she would go to her purse. She would pull out her wallet. And then she would say, "I don't have it." And that was the end of it. So I would go to school the next day. And while all the other kids were eating lunch, I had nothing to eat. And it was like that. This was over 35 years ago. But as you can tell, it's still very emotional to me. And I got to a point where I just stopped asking because I knew what the answer was going to be. So, all these years, I always believed, I never really understood what was really happening there. I still had my childlike perceptions of those events. So if you would have asked me about it yesterday, I would have said, well, I would go to my mom, ask her for money for lunch the next day, but we were poor, so she would say, "Let me see if I have it." She would go to her purse, pull out her wallet, open her wallet. She didn't have the money, so she would tell me she didn't have it, and then I was unable to eat the next day. Now, all of a sudden today, those events flooded into my mind, and I realized that's not the appropriate response. That's not what she should have said, and that's not how she should have acted or treated me. So, why is it that my mother always had money to be able to drive 2 hours a day to her favorite bar and get all the drinks that she wanted? Why is it that she had money to feed herself? She definitely ate whenever she wanted to. And she bought whatever she wanted for herself. So why did she have money for those things, but she did not even give me money to be able to have food? And my whole life, I never even thought about how wrong that was and how it wasn't true that she just didn't have the money. She just didn't want to give me the money. I mean, I'm kind of realizing it as I'm saying it out loud now. Like, that was the reality. And while we were poor, my father, who lived out of state, is actually a millionaire. So, why didn't he make sure that I had the money to be able to eat? I'm sure he didn't even know that I wasn't eating at school because he wasn't involved enough in my life to know that and wouldn't care. And he was in touch with me to the extent that I could have told him, but I didn't because he was so indifferent, just like my mom. They were actually worse than indifferent. They were severely abusive. But the point that I want to make to you is this. I finally woke up today to the fact that having a mother who told me, "Oh, let me see if I have the money so that you can eat and remain alive on this planet tomorrow," and then routinely tell me, oh, I don't have it, and then make no effort whatsoever to go get it. And I'm sure she knew before I mean, this was a routine. It happened every night. I'm sure she knew this was something that she knew I was going to come ask her for the money. She didn't plan ahead and make sure she had the money. These are things that I'm just now realizing as I'm speaking it to you, because what she should have done clearly was tell herself, oh, I need to get lunch money so that Olivia can eat tomorrow, and let me be prepared and have it in my wallet. And maybe she should have come to me and said, hey, here's money for lunch at school tomorrow or for the whole week, instead of waiting for me to come to her every night. And I'm sure she was waiting for me to just stop asking, which is what happened. Why keep asking when you're not going to get it? So, not surprisingly, after being denied my basic needs throughout my childhood, it led to a life of having no expectations from other people. Because when your own parents don't even feed you, why would you expect other people to do anything for you? And honestly, I'm 49 years old now, and I've never expected anything from anyone. And people who know me can tell you how profusely I thank them if they do anything for me. And it's because my own parents wouldn't spit on me if I was on fire. And so every time somebody does something for me, no matter how small it seems to them, to me, it's just so incredible that they would make any effort to do anything for me at all. So today, all of a sudden, it's as though my mind has shifted so profoundly that, I promise you, until this morning, I never was able to see the truth and the reality behind the events that I'm describing to you now. And it's the first time in my life that I've been able to say, I deserve, every child, every person on the planet deserves so much better than that. And I was treated so unfairly. I deserved better. And the people who know me personally, they don't know this story, and they really don't know anything about my past. People don't really know why I don't have any family. And here Thanksgiving is coming up next week. And the holidays, as it is for many people and possibly for you, it's a very, very painful time for me, because instead of being surrounded by loving people, I basically have to go find something to do. Usually, I'm a nurse, so usually I would try to find work on Thanksgiving and Christmas to keep from having to be alone. However, in the last few years, that hasn't been possible with the work I've been doing. So I just find things to do if I don't have an invitation, and usually I don't. And, the way that I was brought up, I believed that I was being treated the way that I deserved to be treated. Now, you might be able to relate to this, because children are unable to say, mommy is bad, daddy is bad, mommy's doing something she shouldn't be doing, daddy's doing something he shouldn't be doing. We think our parents are perfect. Do you remember thinking that your mommy and daddy were perfect? So what happens is we think when they reject us and when they hit us and when they call us names, there's something wrong with me, because we aren't capable as children of saying, Mommy had a bad day, Daddy had a bad day, and they're just taking it out on me, or something's wrong with them. Children can't do that. So, unfortunately, you probably won't be surprised to hear that I spent my life in isolation, unable to form healthy relationships. As much as I wanted love, my mind was trying to protect me from other people because I had learned to fear other human beings as a child. Nobody was on my side. So my mind had gotten the message that people are dangerous. And of course, you become an adult, your reasoning mind says, I want friends, I want love. It's very common to want those things. But if you as a child experienced trauma and pain and you didn't have a healthy relationship with someone, then you don't know how to have that with somebody. You don't know how to bond. You don't know how to bond with another person. You don't know how to have relationship skills. You don't know what boundaries are. So those are things that I have been developing over the years as I work on my own self-healing and my personal development. So the reason I wanted to share all of this with you is that it takes a very skilled person to be able to help you to unravel the things that I'm describing, which are right now for me unraveling themselves. So I have gained certifications over the years. I've been studying personal development since 1990, and I have specifically been studying how to reprogram the subconscious mind since 2012. Sorry, 2002. So it's been over 16 years at this point. And about a year ago, I began using a method that is especially powerful at helping to release the old beliefs that keep us stuck where we don't want to be, so that you can create the life that you desire and deserve, and so that you can know that you deserve it and that you're lovable. And as an example, over the past year, I have finally, for the first time in my life, started forming emotionally healthy relationships and supportive friendships with people. And it's the first time I've ever been able to do that. And of course, it's so rewarding. And also my finances have improved because I now am starting to release the beliefs that I'm worthless. Obviously, when I saw my parents spending money on themselves and telling me that I couldn't have the most basic things that I needed in life, that gave me the message that I'm not worth it, that I don't deserve it. And so that created all sorts of financial havoc for me throughout my life, unfortunately. And these are things that I've been aware of for many years because of the studying and the work I've done on myself. My only regret in life is that it has taken me so many years to get to this level of personal development and awareness. And, I've been working on it as hard as I can. People ask me, why do you always, I go to seminars and I take courses, and I'm always studying. I do something every day to expand myself. However, again, it took me this long, 49 years, to get to this point in my personal development. And I'm just so sad that the methods that truly work are not better known. But the contribution that I can make to the world is that now that I've gotten to this point, I can help other people so that they don't have to wait. And so that they don't have to put in the many years of work and effort that I have. Because if I would have had what I have now in my 20s, in my 30s, and even before my late 40s, I would have had a chance at having a fulfilling life, creating the life of my dreams before now. And now I know I'll have that. I'm going to have the romantic partner of my dreams. I'm going to have the financial stability that I've always longed for. You don't have to want a Ferrari and a mansion. If you are just somebody who needs to know that you're covered because you've got some money in the bank, then I totally understand that, because my mind has never allowed me to have money in the bank so that I can feel that security, because that was completely unfamiliar to me. And I was always on a treadmill. I've always been on a financial treadmill. No matter how much I made, it always went out the door. But I really believe after having this shift in my perception today, that it'll never be like that again. And that I'll finally be able to leave money in the bank, to save, and to start building it up. I think what was happening was that it was all about that belief that I don't deserve it, that I'll never have it, that whenever I go and I need that money, it's not going to be there, because that was the message that was reinforced in me to the point that I just stopped asking. So who knows how many moments from your childhood you had that are similar to mine. And maybe your parents did the best that they could. Maybe they didn't. They may have been monsters. But you know what? Even if you had the most loving, wonderful parents possible, you still have unmet childhood needs. We all do. And you'll still have limiting beliefs from your childhood, simply because if you're a parent, you understand you cannot be there for your child every time they want you. It's just not physically possible. There are moments that you may want to be there and you can't. And there were times that all of us woke up and started screaming as babies because we were in the dark by ourselves and our parents weren't there. And you know, why do babies cry when you put them down for a nap and you walk out the door? Because they think you're walking off the edge of the planet. They don't know you're coming back. They don't understand that. So we all went through that. And even that causes in the mind this anxiety of, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. Nobody's ever coming back to take care of me again. The thing that I love most in the world, mommy, has walked away and I may never see her again. So no matter how diligent of a parent you are, unfortunately, your children are going to have some childhood issues, and we all have them. So I want to just extend my help to you now that I have become a professional transformationalist. And if you think that we might be a good fit to work together in any area of your life that you choose, then head to my website. It's worthytransformation.com. Again, worthytransformation.com. Check out my website and see if you think it resonates with you, and sign up for a free consultation. Contact me. I would love to help you so that you could have these light bulb moments and truly transform yourself into the happy, wonderful person that you know you can be, but maybe you've been stuck and haven't been able to get there on your own. Thanks for watching.